just started our brand new season of the GRIP Student Leadership Conference. It's been really exciting so far at the 5 locations where we've held the conference. We've still got many more places to go, and this season, like every season, all of our conference content is brand new. So we want to give you a taste of what it is that's been so well received so far, with so many student leaders and their accompanying teachers really taking on board a lot of things that they can go back to school with. And so far, it's been our main sessions and our elective workshops which have really been striking a chord. Our first main session we've been running at the conference is called the Compass of Leadership. We've used the idea of a compass and the 4 directions around a compass to help schools put together a plan for student leaders. So we've had student leaders sitting in the room that have got ideas, and we've been putting a framework around that so they can have a 4-step plan. And for many of them, it's the first time they've sat there in the conference with pen and paper using the booklet that we work through to help them put their plan together right there and then in the first session of the conference. Then, during morning tea at the conference, we've had an optional session all about how student leaders can make assemblies amazing. And we've been really impressed and surprised at how many student leaders have been staying around in the room during their morning tea break, wanting to hear about techniques and strategies for making their assemblies amazing. Our second main session of the conference is called the 4 Expectations of Responsibility. And this is where we shift from just looking at the practical things the leadership team should do to the really personal and heart characteristics of leaders that we want to encourage students to be developing. And so in the whole idea of responsibility, we've been talking about how they have the responsibility to role model values at their school. Secondly, to uphold the trust of others that have allowed them to be in leadership positions. Thirdly, the responsibility for leaders to respond to needs that they see at the school. Fourth, how every student leader has the responsibility to develop their own strengths. So we've really been diving into that topic of what is responsibility when we break it open as a student leader. And that session's had lots of Hollywood movie clips to help us understand those concepts and really convict student leaders of their need to not just be good organisers around the school, but to really understand and carry responsibility. Our conference also has practical elective workshops. 4 workshops this year that students can choose to attend different workshops before lunch and after lunch based on the topics that are most of interest to them. One of the workshops that students are able to choose at the conference is called Overcoming the Challenges of Leadership, and many students have chosen to attend this so far. We start the session looking at 3 places that student leaders will often experience challenges in their leadership, but then we look at 20 strategies they could implement. Now, we only look at these in a small context because we want them to have lots of discussion as to when they may have seen or experienced these strategies be successful in the past. So there's a lot of discussion that takes place during this particular workshop, and many student leaders have been sharing their experience in order to help others in the room. Another workshop is called Gaining the Support of Your Peers. And we use this to help student leaders understand that as a leader, they want to have support of their team, and that a student leadership team needs to be intentional about having the support of the entire student body before they embark upon initiatives in the school. And we look at ways they can do this, and right there and then in the workshop, we get students into groups with people from other schools, putting the points that we've talked about into practice. We have some students sharing their experience on the microphone so that there can be a lot of discussion taking place and many perspectives as to how students are going to get support of their peers to be effective leaders at their school. One of the conference workshops that's been the most fun and perhaps also the most popular is called Generating Ideas that are Outside the Box. And in the workshop, students are learning different techniques for thinking up things they could contribute to their school that perhaps other student leaders haven't done in the past. They have the opportunity to hear from many people from other schools and share ideas with each other, and even there and then in the workshop, together creating new ideas that nobody has ever thought of before, significant ways that they could contribute to their school. Now, the great news is that in a later time slot, many of these students are choosing to attend a workshop called How to Turn an Idea into Action. And that's where we use the acronym of ACTION to talk through a step-by-step process for taking a new idea and actually seeing it through. One of the things that in the past we've noticed many student leaders would otherwise struggle to do. In addition to our main topics and the topics for the elective workshops, we've covered many things through the question and answer time and other parts of the conference, all geared at helping student leaders contribute to their school in practical ways. And with lots of movement, lots of energy in this conference, students are having a great time as well. So it's been great, the places we've held it so far. and we hope that secondary students from your school can join us soon at the GRIP Student Leadership Conference in your area.